Hey there, sports fans. Welcome to another episode of Dos 5incos. This is episode number 27. 26.
Wow. God damn, David.
Sorry, I've been running a pretty high fever recently. Well, not really that high.
That's no excuse. Wait,
99.9.
do you have the coronavirus?
No, I haven't drank alcohol, beer in a long time.
Wow.
What?
Wait,
Wow.
What's that have to do with anything?
Wow.
isn't you can have any virus
Oh, I get it.
Wow.
as long as it's a corona?
Every time you cough up blood, a corona gets its lime. This episode brought to you by Corona. Oh God, he does have the
Jesus
coronavirus.
Christ.
I do not have coronavirus.
Says the Chinaman.
Yeah, says the guy. When'd you get back from
Wuhan.
Wuhan, David?
It was just a short 14-hour flight. What are you talking about?
I just stopped off for some bat soup.
Yep. Bat soup with noodles.
Told the medium rare.
Oh, no. You have to make sure that they're still raw.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like a pho, right? Where you gotta have
you
like the
cook it
raw
in
meat.
the soup. Got it.
Yeah, that's right. And so like that way it's still kind of flapping around. That aerates the noodles.
Oh,
and
so
the soup.
it's just completely alive then.
Yes, you drown it. That's the only Chinese way to be able to eat
Yeah.
bat.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know about the traditional, preparation of bat.
Yeah, you
Right.
kill it with your stomach acid when it's in your stomach.
Oh no, you drown it
In
the
stomach
soup.
acid.
That too. So either one of those is available at your local Target. All right, so moving on. So this week's episode features Gretel and Hansel, and as always, and as always, I'm your host David.
I'm Stuart.
And I'm Ben.
So as we have been for the last 2 weeks, we've been kicking it off with a Street Sharks episode. Did you guys catch up on episode 3, Sharkstorm?
Yep, I did.
I did indeed.
The Street Sharks!
As the season finale of season 1, yes, third episode, how did you guys feel about it? Any comments, questions?
I forgot that it was supposed to be the season finale because of what we talked about last time. But
I see.
But yeah, it has quite a cliffhanger in it.
Yeah.
Quite the cliffhanger on the edge of my seat. Waiting for, I can't wait for the season 2 to come out.
It is already out.
Oh shit, what are we doing here then?
That's right. All right, we're going to shorten this episode to right
be
now.
Be sure to tip your Reiki masters. Bye.
Bye.
Check us out on the next episode of Dos 5incos, brought to you by Street Sharks Season 2.
Gossip.
Shark attack!
Shark dive.
Yeah, I don't know any other shark memes that you could use, but clearly every single merchandise should have literally just had the word. I think every single one said the word "Jossum" on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were contractually obligated to put that word somewhere.
Yeah, nice shark attack, shark bait, sharknado.
I feel like in each have they introduced all the character names? Because I know in like episode 2 it was like, oh, your name's Ripper now, and then
Did they just roll with that? That's not their
episode-
human name, right? That's
no,
a shark
that's
name.
their street shark name. That's their street shark name. And then this
they're
episode there was Slamoo.
Slam.
But an orca is not a shark.
Yeah, that's why he's Slamoo.
Slamoo is a derivative of Shamu, which is an orca whale.
Yeah, I think we got that part, David. I think we got
That's not a shark.
Yeah,
no.
it's a street shark, David.
No, we
We're
don't
already
got
over
it.
that. We're already over that. It's a street shark.
We are not over that.
it. Yeah, if you just get past the fact that whales are not sharks, then Slamoo makes complete sense.
Also,
Dear God.
when I was watching the episode, for a few seconds, Slamoo's mouth was not on his body. I had to actually rewind it. I'm like, wait. Just floating in midair. It was great.
His name is not Slamoo, it's Big Slamoo.
Oh, sorry.
why'd they say
Mr.
Slamoo?
Slamoo is my father.
Wow.
Dear God.
Stop dying, David.
I can't help it. I do this for the people. I know that this is what they want. This will probably be my last episode
Thank
of
God.
Ghost of Seagos.
Thank God.
And then straight into the grave.
Yep.
There was one part that made me laugh. It's towards the beginning when, like, the doctor, what's her name?
Paranoid.
No,
The
Doctor
lady?
Thickness. What's her
Oh,
name?
Yeah. Her.
Lena Mack.
Yeah. Because there was one scene. There was another scene in that episode where she's just like bent over, and it was there for like
Oh,
in
yeah.
a very kind of suggestive manner for like 10 seconds. It felt like. So I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing here, Street Sharks. But that wasn't the scene I wanted to talk about. It was when she was talking to the eye in the sky guy in the helicopter.
You got it wrong.
But like the part that made me laugh was that like because like they were doing dialogue, and so it zoomed in up on Lena, Doctor whatever her name is, Lena whatever, I don't know what her last name is. It zoomed up in on her face, and then when the helicopter guy started talking, it showed like a shot of just like the helicopter like real up close.
Oh, yeah.
Like you could it was like 80% like the bubble of the helicopter, and then like the top corner of the screen was just like a little bit of sky. So that kind of made me laugh because that was supposed to be like his face, but they just showed a helicopter.
I don't know what happens if the eye in the sky is part helicopter. You know, maybe he's a sky copter.
You know what? You're right. I
Yeah.
don't know that.
Huh.
Maybe that is his face.
Yeah, this is a Street Shark world, and they're just living in it.
All right. So from a rating standpoint, from 1 to Jossum, where is this one? Where does this episode fall for you guys? Stu?
Oh, I'd have to rate it a shark attack.
God damn it! I was going to.
How about you, Ben?
I don't got any rating because somebody fucking said it.
You could do shark dive.
I was gonna say Shark Snack because this is a appetizer to season 2, episode 1, because of that cliffhanger.
Yeah. What do they say? They say something when they're hungry, right? Shark.
I'm hungry.
No, but they have like a
I don't
they
know.
have like a shark something. and
Probably something.
Shark Snack.
Sharks.
Wait. So at the end, after they nuke the hell out of that building, how come they said, "I wish Dad were still around to see this"? Like
To see them be heroes.
to see them nuke a building and then become like freaks of nature.
I mean,
That's what all parents want their kids to grow up to be.
Yeah. No wonder I'm a disappointment.
yeah, you should have just been
Yeah,
a street
you
shark.
Should have.
Yep.
I mean, I'm disappointed for your parents that you're not a street shark.
Aren't we all?
Ben, you could have been anything you wanted in your entire life, and you decided to become a computer programmer, not a street shark. We are disappointed in you.
I am too. I mean, even if I became a street shark, I wouldn't know how to rollerblade. And I guess that's part of the job.
No, I think that's what happens instantly when you become a street shark, is you actually just naturally know how to rollerblade.
And play hockey.
Right. Extreme sports, all sorts of extreme sports.
Oh yeah, like I think you guys were talking about how this was a missed opportunity. Like he had a great slap shot with that barrel.
Yeah.
Tons
They
of
should have
opportunities.
Yeah, they totally should have just crossed over and fought the Mighty Ducks.
Or not fight, but team up. I would say team up with.
They're rivals.
If they fought, it'd be like an endless war. It'd be just a stalemate of just suffering for everyone else involved.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of the Mighty Ducks, Disney Plus is actually going to bring a miniseries called The Mighty Ducks.
Ooh.
Like a live action.
No, it's not actually the adaptation from the TV show cartoon. Unfortunately, it's about a mom whose son gets kicked off the Ducks, off of a like a little league team, and then she starts her own league or whatever, and then like I think eventually at some point they beat the team that he got kicked off of. So like ragtag bunch once again.
Wait,
I don't know.
Shut up, Dave. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Hang on, everyone, shut up. You at home, shut up. Hang on. 1 second. Shit, sorry. Okay, I was trying to listen to the last part of episode 3 again because I remember they all they were talking about man, saving the world sure works up an appetite, and then they all say something like a catchphrase, but I'm trying to listen to it right now. I can't make out what they're saying. I was trying to give that to Ben for his rating, but sorry, Ben, I can't understand what they're saying.
I guess it'll just have to go ratingless.
Okay, I'm done. That's it. You can keep talking, David.
They literally say the word Jossum after that. That's all they say.
No, it's not. That does not sound like Jossum to me.
Like, watch. He goes,
I'm talking 20 minutes.
Yeah, and 50 seconds.
54 seconds.
Wait, what?
54 seconds. 20 minutes, 54 seconds.
They literally, if you scroll there, all he says is works up an appetite, and the next thing he says is Jossum.
No, you're wrong, because all right, 20 minutes and 55 seconds then, David.
Oh.
They say big something. I have closed caption on, and they cannot discern what they're saying. It also did not discern what Jossum is. So, what the fuck, YouTube? Get your shit together.
Street Shark catchphrases.
I guess this is the episode now.
I heard what you just said. That's what. Be present. Meat present.
Meat. I don't know. I couldn't. It must be. Maybe it's food related because they're talking about how hungry they were. So.
Oh. Shawarma. Is that it?
Sure. Let's go with that. If it moves us along, let's go with that.
I think meat present.
Because that's
probably what it is.
Because that's a thing you say.
Meat. Well, yeah. Because everybody runs into the room always yelling "Shark Attack," but that's also their thing. So. All right. Let's move it along.
The Street Sharks!
All right, we're going to jump right into our box office rundown for this week. Number 1, to nobody's surprise, is Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One, Harley Quinn, with $33 million. Number 2 is our number 1 movie from the last 2 weeks was Bad Boys for Life with $12 million. 1917 comes in at number 3. Doolittle follows shortly with number 4. Jumanji, number 5. The Gentleman, number 6, which was our movie of the week last week. Gretel and Hansel drops from number 4 to number 7. That is our movie of the week this week. Little Women, even with the box office bump, with the Oscar bump, it's only sitting at number 8. Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, drops from 7 to 9. Knives Out actually comes in from 11 now to number 10. And dropping out of the top 10 was The Turning, which is all the way down at number 14. And then we see Parasite and Jojo Rabbit because they were part of the Oscars. Those ones got a little bit more of a bump just to be able to be on the box office. Any thoughts or comments about this box office from this week, guys?
I think it's interesting that even though Birds of Prey got number 1, it still did terrible for its own self. It got number 1 this week. I don't remember what it was projected to get. I just know that it fell severely short, and reading about it, it performed the worst out of all the DCEU films. Or opened the worst of all DCEU films.
I think we can... that one's on us, I think, because we didn't say we were going to watch it.
Yeah, that was on us. We dropped
our bad.
Yeah. It did so bad that they actually rebranded the film, they retitled the film retroactively, so that now when you go see it at the box office, it will no longer say Birds of Prey, the Fantabulous Emancipation of a Harley Quinn. It is now Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey.
What? Why?
A lot of, it seemed that a lot of the broad audience did not know that this was a Harley Quinn movie or even a DC movie. Because honestly, if you didn't know what Birds of Prey was, would you know what that movie was? If you were just walking into a theater and you saw on the little display of Birds of Prey, What does that tell you?
Mhm.
Nothing really.
Oh, it's a movie about falcons.
Probably like a nature documentary with what's that game? David Attenborough starring. And also, yeah, I imagine the screens that display like movie titles. It'd be like Birds of Prey and the Fantabula,
Yeah.
and you would never see the rest of it.
Yeah.
What's fantabulu? That must be a bird I've never heard of. Let's go watch it. But actually, if you think about it, in terms of all the DC characters, I feel like Harley Quinn is one of the most, in recent memory, is the most beloved one, right? Like, Batman's also a huge one. Joker obviously has a really big following, but I feel like every Halloween the last, like, 3 or 4 years, all I've seen is Harley Quinns. So I was surprised that you were saying, like, $33 million was considered a flop.
Yeah. Just for that movie, yes.
I mean, when their budget was 84 million, that doesn't seem so great. Although it's only been a couple days, but who knows? Maybe after the 5incos send out their message to see Birds of Prey, then you'll get a little bit of a bump in the box office.
Yeah, next week we'll see the patented Dos Cinco's bump where it goes to $54 million.
Yep. Never mind that the episode won't be released for like 4 more months, but
hey, we're almost getting there.
That's beside
we're
the point.
So close, but it didn't matter. We tried to save Gretel and Hansel, didn't help, because nobody heard episode 25.
Yeah. I got you, David. Don't worry, I'm your safety net.
So close. Sometimes I just feel like you're just gonna pull it out from under me.
Well, that's with great power comes great responsibility and whatnot.
Wow.
I like that 1917 it's been out for 7 weeks now, and it's still top 3.
I know.
That's pretty dope.
I was a little disappointed that it did not get Best Director or Best Picture, but it did get Best Cinematography, so good for them.
Yeah, you have to give them best something along those lines, or else like the Oscars are just a total joke.
Well, I mean,
they are kind of a joke.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I think in any other circumstance, I think we would have, but I think them choosing Parasite as Best Picture and Best Director I thought was fine. I really enjoyed Parasite. I thought it was a great film.
Yeah.
I honestly was actually a little bit shocked because I actually thought Joker was going to win Best Picture.
Oh no! Hell no! Hell no!
Too many things tied to it.
Too much society. Too much. We live.
Yeah,
in a
so we
society.
live in a society. This damn society keeping the jokers down of the world down.
You know what I'm really upset about? I was talking to my coworker before the Oscars, the week before the Oscars came out, and he was, we're joking around. I was like, "Hey, how much money should I put on Best Picture for this year?" And I was just joking. Oh yeah, put like $20 on Parasite for Best Picture, and then I have a screenshot of it. I'll send it to you later. But he ended up winning I think he won $20. So I don't know what that is. I don't know anything about betting. So
1-1, so plus
Yeah,
100.
we clearly didn't learn anything from the last couple episodes ago.
Uncut gems.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. When you started talking about all that parlay stuff, I knocked out. God, David, that was pretty boring. That was pretty boring.
When do we meet the pirate captain again? At what
Wait,
point
what?
during the parlay do we meet the pirate captain? I don't know. That's still not clear.
Yeah, do we have to be saying on sand? Is that another part of it?
Yeah. Or am I on sand and he's in the boat?
Or is he in a bucket?
Well, I mean, we don't have to go down this rabbit hole again, but
Okay.
Huh?
Well, any other surprises from this box office from this week or the Oscars at all?
I will say that I am kind of anticipating that maybe Parasite will either tick up or stick around a little longer, because if I remember correctly, I read that it's going to be opening in more theaters now because of how well it did at the Oscars. So we'll see.
Were you guys surprised at all by the fact that Netflix had 25 nominations and walked away with only 2 wins?
no.
Because I mean, there's definitely a bias against Netflix in the Academy already. So
Oh, the Academy.
Yeah.
You know that the Academy.
yeah, the Academy.
I feel like every year that I look at the Oscars, I feel like I understand it even less every year. I'm like, what? That won and this didn't? That's weird.
Yeah, because people just, I don't know. They suck in the Oscar, in the Academy.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's kind of like the Electoral College. No one really knows how it gets chosen, but it does. So you're saying my vote counts, but also doesn't
count. Okay.
All right. Well, before we turn this into a political cast, we'll just go ahead and jump right off and dive straight into our movie of the week, Gretel and Hansel.
Oh yeah.
Ben, what do you have for us?
Well, to be honest, I couldn't find too much to talk about for Gretel, but young, hot, brash, with more covers in his first year than any other rookie model ever, with an attitude that says, "Who cares? It's just fashion." That Hansel is so hot right now.
Somehow it did not even occur to me that you were gonna do that.
This movie needs to be at least 5 times bigger.
He's absolutely right.
All right, Stu, with that. If you didn't know what that reference was to, you should probably stop listening to this podcast.
Of course, I knew what.
Well, not you. I'm just saying our audience.
Oh, right.
Well, I didn't know what I was talking about, so I'll catch
Actually,
you guys.
we need the listeners, so that way we can sell your votes for later. No, just stick around. Okay, Stu.
I thought you said you weren't going to turn this political.
No. I said we weren't going to turn it political, but we definitely are going to monetize it.
Oh, sure, right.
We're for sale.
Yes. Please give us money, someone.
Yeah. Stu, thoughts? Gretel and Hansel.
But before I get into the movie itself, the movie proper, we must have again, the episode probably hasn't released yet. I don't remember which episode we were talking about this, but Regal must have heard our complaints about the student film.
Oh yeah,
because they went back to an old one.
Yeah, it was like the one.
Yeah, the one that's palatable.
Yeah.
So I was, and I know David, you don't go to Regal, so
I saw the student film that was on YouTube with the
right
genie.
the one that was annoying to us.
That was everything that wasn't the genie one, right? Because you guys loved him so much. He's such a heartthrob.
Yeah, he's a heartthrob and a half. And then the other thing about one of the previews they've been showing, because and this might be maybe something we can like bring up from time to time, is like seeing what the previews are out, but the one for the Blumhouse, is it Blumhouse?
Boomhauer?
Yeah,
Boomhauer.
Yeah, boom.
Dang on man, dang. It's like the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Like movie. It's just like I feel like it's just like the dumbest premise, or at least the way they show it in the preview, of any movie I've ever seen, I think. Because I'm just picturing like some sorority girl pitching this movie like, fucking, what if your boyfriend was like, he'd give you $5 million after he killed himself, but you have to prove you're not crazy. What?
I was actually really looking forward to that movie.
Is that the movie about the Invisible Man?
Yeah,
yeah,
the Invisible Man. Yeah, that's the movie.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's my take on the preview, Ben. That's all I can think about every time I see that preview. As soon as the guy says he's giving you $5 million, but you have to prove you're not crazy. I was like, or whatever he says. It's like, what is stupid? Who would what?
Okay, so I guess that's a really refreshing take from someone, from the outside looking in. But I guess the only reason I'm looking forward to that film was because this guy made a movie that came out in 2018, and it was like a sleeper movie. It wasn't really that big, wasn't really advertised that much, but I think he made probably my favorite movie that year, Upgrade, which was it was a movie about a guy who gets an AI chip in his brain, and holy crap, that movie was brutal. I loved that movie. Like, it kind of reminded me of Venom, except if Venom was good.
So you don't like Tom Hardy as Venom?
Yeah, here's the best part. The main character looks like Tom Hardy. He's like Shoppers Value Tom Hardy. Like,
He's like Dollar General store Tom Hardy.
yeah. But holy shit, that movie was.
But what a value.
Well, here, Ben. Maybe I'll put it to you like this. I'm sure I haven't seen Upgrade. I'm sure it was great, but like, if you just look at like Hereditary versus Midsommar, like
Yeah.
not all of them are winners.
Yeah,
So
that's true. That is very
but
true.
if you see it, you can tell me if I'm wrong
All right.
about the sorority girl movie pitch.
All right, I will tell you how wrong you are when it comes out.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me
okay.
too. Me too.
But anyway, sorry. Okay, so back to the movie. Back to the Gretel and Hansel. I thought I'm kind of conflicted about it because I think, can we all agree that we went into it thinking it was going to be a horror movie?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, you got some uncertainty there, Ben?
No. Yeah, I agree. Sorry.
No? Okay.
He's like, I went to go see Jack and Jill, the Adam Sandler movie. What are you talking
It's
about?
terrifying.
That was a horrible horror movie.
But there were a lot of things I did like about it, but as just a movie, I just didn't really enjoy it as much as I wanted to or thought I could. So I give it a 6 out of 10.
Ben?
Very similar to Stu. It was, something I went into expecting it to be a little more horror centric. I mean, there were some horror themes in it, but it reminded me more of like not more of a horror movie, but more like a horror TV show where, it just has like, it's like atmospheric horror, it's not really anything.
Oh, kind of like American Horror Story.
Yeah, kind of like that. Nothing like, no thrills, no real suspense. It kind of had those moments where it's like, oh, you could do something really cool right here, and then it's kind of just wasted almost. It could not do any suspense very well, it couldn't hold that. It just kind of moved on or just focused a lot on the aesthetic. I'll give it this. It looked really clean, a lot of the buildings, a lot of the shots, the colors. It looked really cool. I know this is a really weird comparison, but the movie reminded me a lot of Mandy.
Dude, you know what? I was gonna bring that up because I totally got Mandy vibes from it.
Yeah, I mean, just by the aesthetic itself, like the way it looked and the music, it was very like synthwave in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very retro.
Yeah, very retro. Even the title screen, like the Orion logo and everything. The title.
That was probably my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, no, seriously.
The Orion logo.
Yeah, and then I just knocked out for the rest. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm a bit conflicted on this because yeah, it looked really cool and had a great atmosphere, but other than that, it was just such a drag, in terms of the plot, in terms of the pacing, in terms of like the suspense, the horror. That
I think part of it is this is a setup to a second one.
Really?
I think so.
Well, I don't think
But
it's
we'll get into that. We'll get into that during the
Okay.
spoiler zone.
Yeah.
But Ben, rating?
Maybe like a 4, 5.
Okay. Pick a number.
4.
All right, because I'll split the difference between you and Stu. I'm picking a 5. Not that I didn't like. I know I'm a little bit biased because I'm not a huge fan of horror films, but this one for some reason just didn't. I felt the same way you guys felt. I just didn't feel engaged. Like I felt like, I kind of felt like, I get it. Like the cinematography was in the ambiance and the mood and the setting, creepy. Right, I got that from the beginning to end. I was just like, oh, like this is not gonna end well. And then just kind of like slowly but surely. But I was just like, God, the pacing for this movie. I just like, what are we doing here? What's the point? Right, and I'm like, so I'm just thinking the entire time, like, this has got to be a setup to something else. It's setting the scene for something else, right? And then the movie ends, and I'm like, what happened? I don't know. Did you guys get that same sense?
Yeah. It seemed really short too. So I mean, when it ended, it was just it was super abrupt.
What was the runtime?
I think it was 82 minutes.
Oh man.
Oh, guys, their budget was $5 million.
Huh.
How much they make?
15.4 so far.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
not
a
bad.
winner.
Yeah, I'd invest
Hey,
in that movie.
Usually, you know how many people would invest in the movie Human Centipede? That got overspent.
That didn't even have a theatrical release, though.
Did it not?
I don't think so. I think it was a direct-to-video type movie.
Yeah, I remember I had to rent it.
Yep.
Oh, you watched that?
Yeah,
Of course.
Did you not?
Yeah, it's talking to us like we're the weird ones. Hasn't seen Human Centipede.
Stu, you saw it?
Yeah, of course.
And 2 and 3?
No, I didn't watch the sequel. I mean, I think once you see the first one, you kind of get the idea.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna just stitch more people.
But yeah, no, $5 million budget, and so far, you know, grossed about $14-15 million so far total. So I guess
kick us some of that money then, because you know we kind of helped
Yeah.
with the promotional
yeah,
material.
my $12 is going towards that movie.
And we said we were gonna go see it, so you know we have a lot of influence over the American audience. So
United Artists Releasing. You should totally be kicking.
just like half of a percent, whatever.
I think we need a 5%.
half cinco percent. Or you guys each get 1% and I get half percent.
Yeah.
Excellent. I like it. All right. Do you guys have any other thoughts before we jump into the spoiler zone?
Not other than just like Ben mentioned, I did one of the things I did really like about it was the music.
Yeah.
That was one of its saving graces for me. Probably one of the reasons why I gave it a 6. Actually, I think it's the main reason I gave it a 6, as opposed to like a 4 or 5.
So if this movie had come out like artist style, as in like the artist with no music, and it was just black and white and sound.
No, I think if they did like a more of a orchestral score, like violins and stuff, it would have been like a 4. But it, like Ben said, it had very Mandy. It was Mandy-esque.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I could think about every time I heard like the synth come on. It was like, oh, where's Nick Cage? and then it made me want to go see Color Out of Space.
Yeah. Thanks, David.
Is it not in theaters anymore?
I mean, it is.
Maybe I'll just go see it anyways.
Yeah, David.
Dude, I can't find that anywhere.
It's in Santa Ana. We can watch it, David, together.
Ooh, it's at Alamo still.
And it's at Alamo, David.
Oh wait, it's only at Alamo until tomorrow.
Until tomorrow, David.
So let's jump straight into the to our spoiler zone. Okay. All right, we're in it.
I'm trying to do spoiler zone music.
Anything you guys want to discuss in particular about the movie?
I got something I want to get off my chest about this movie. One of the big reasons I dinged it. I wasn't into it. Gretel's voice, like everyone else in the movie, and I would expect this of like a movie based on this kind of I don't know, what would you call it? It's not a fairy tale. What would you call it?
I don't know, because like it is based off of a fairy tale, but at the same time, I felt like it took a lot of liberties, and it was in its own little realm. You know, I mean, yeah, go on.
With the subject matter, of Gretel and Hansel and the witch and the eating of the food, I would and everyone else in the movie had some kind of fantastical type of accent to the way they spoke, except for fucking Gretel. She just as soon as she delivered her first line, I was just like, what is this? Is this are we in like fucking Beverly Hills right now? Like, why are you talking like normal? And everyone else, like, I mean, her mom still was kind of the same, but like the weird guy she was trying to get a job from the beginning, he had kind of an accent to his voice. The huntsman guy had an accent. The witch kind of had, her accent. So like everyone had kind of even Hansel had kind of a little bit of a just kind of like a sing-songiness to his voice, but Gretel just sounded like she could have been in like fucking the Blumhouse movie with her invisible boyfriend trying to kill her.
Our movie next week.
You really want to see
I
that?
really do. I really, really, really do.
Am I the only one in
No,
this?
I got that same kind of sensibility. It was very strange hearing how everyone else had a similar accent except her. She was the odd one out. She had an American accent, and it was just, it was very jarring. But at the same, I wanted to give it a pass, but I don't know. It just was a little too strange. I mean, like I could overlook how the buildings looked a little modern, which was kind of weird to me. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, it's in its own little universe, it's its own take on what the story is, right? And then there's like a slide there. I'm pretty sure slides didn't exist back then, but whatever.
Nobody had fun back then.
No fun allowed. No fun allowed. You had to deal with with things, with people eating you.
You had to go farm.
Yeah. Who's gonna farm?
You had to go work the fields.
You're 5. You should be bringing home the bread by now.
You have fingers. Why don't you use them?
Get to milking.
You have feet. Get to stomping grapes.
That cow's not going to inseminate itself.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I'm just thinking of farm tasks.
Why? Stuart, would you like to talk about your time on a farm?
David, I'm pretty sure inseminating cows is like a normal thing.
For a 5-year-old, take your slender fingers.
Well,
in your
back
hand.
then, yeah. I mean, 5 years old, you gotta have your own family at that point.
Have a drinking
It's like
problem.
you're middle aged.
You may not live to be able to see
Yeah,
the light of day.
you're lucky to make it to 10. But yeah, that was.
I wonder what Patton Oswalt would have said about celebrating birthdays back in the Middle Ages. He's like, oh, one, you get a birthday.
You
Two,
get one
a
birthday and then you're dead.
Thanks, Patton. That was awesome. I like that. But yeah, I just felt like there was a lot of missed opportunity here. Like, pacing was okay. I mean, the story was decent. But like I was saying, like at the very end, when it almost like feels like this this transition from like the old woman, I forgot what her name is, to Gretel, right? And then her hands turn black at the very end. I feel like that's a setup for a second movie. I feel like that's all they're doing is setting up this idea that there's going to be a second movie.
I don't think I'm gonna see that second movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they're gonna say if you didn't like the second,
You're
you
gonna
didn't
like
like
the
the first one, you'll really not like the second one.
Everything we did wrong about the first one, we did it even worse in the second one.
I don't know, but you guys can at least kind of feel it, right? I feel like this would be like the first part of a 2-part series.
Yeah, I mean they definitely kind of left it open, like where it could be like, oh, now then this movie's gonna be about her becoming more of a witch, or Hansel becoming a male model.
That would be awesome if this turned into Zoolander 3.
Yeah, he just comes back all jacked and a lumberjack. Oh my god, that Hansel's so hot right now.
And so Owen Wilson-y.
Wait, I couldn't particularly place, like, where did Gretel get her powers from? Is it from eating all the children?
No, she was born that way. Like,
But she wasn't the one who was sick that her dad took to the Enchantress, right?
No. She was.
That's Hulda.
That was the
old lady.
Yeah.
No, the old lady was the mother of that girl.
Oh no, yeah, she was the mother. Yeah. No, I think Gretel was
Born that way, right?
She was just born that way, and she had a line where like she said her mother told her not to tell anyone about her like second sight or whatever.
Mm.
So I guess she just kind of like kept everything hidden. But one part, there were two parts of the movies towards the beginning I did like, where one where they show up to that house, and then there's like, on the one hand I was like, how did you not see that zombie guy laying there? And two, I thought the zombie guy thing was pretty cool.
Yeah, even if it was momentary, I wish that there's a little more of that. I feel like they just mentioned it. It was like, oh yeah, there's a plague going around, and oh, there's the guy, and that was it.
Oh, is that what it was? I just thought it was a zombie.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I would have thought so too.
I feel like a lot of times when we do see horror films, we're always talking about, oh, what they're always using,
which
like,
is
jump
never,
scares.
which is never.
We saw it. We saw it. Okay. And I was always saying, like, oh, they always like rely on jump scares. I kind of wish there was one for this one.
I mean,
There was more.
There was
Like,
there was one I
a
remember.
couple.
actually, when I was watching the movie, there was a lack of jump scares. There was like maybe like 2 or something, but I was watching it with Letty, and oh man, we were like the only ones in the theater pretty much, and like I can't remember what happened, but I was trying to reach for the popcorn and I was on the floor, and so I had to lean back a bit in my chair, and the chair, like, it wasn't a recliner chair.
Squeak?
Yeah, it squeaked really loud, and I just see Letty, she just jumps in her chair. So that was the biggest scare of the movie, apparently.
Yeah, nice. Is Letty
Was
a scary movie buff, or does she like those types of being, jump scares, scary stuff?
I
Or did you like drag her into this one?
I kind of dragged her into it, but I don't know. It's like she gets scared easily of these kind of things, so I don't know if she likes them or not. But she really liked Hereditary, so I don't know.
I see.
50-50. Oh, okay, so this is kind of weird, but you know how she had voiceovers throughout the movie sometimes? Like she was kind of
Like her narrating.
Yeah, did anyone find that kind of weird? It felt out of place to me almost, some of her narration.
No.
Not just second sight, but second voice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's like it wasn't consistent. It was just like it was randomly sprinkled throughout the movie, her narrating the movie. It seemed like it was added after the fact, where it's like they showed it to like a test group and they're like, I don't know, these people seem to be kind of lost. Maybe we should add in some narration or something.
Yeah, we don't have anything going on in the movie right now. We need some exposition here.
Yeah.
But there was one thing they did with it that I did like.
What was
where what?
Oh, no, I was asking what was it?
Oh, okay. Where she's delivering her kind of like internal monologue.
Yeah.
And then it was like something happens in like the world, and her inner monologue just stops mid sentence.
Oh,
Like almost like she's shocked too.
Yeah, like so like the whole time it's like you're like in her perspective, and she like something happens and she's like having this thought and just she cuts it off because like something startled her or something like that.
Oh, I don't really remember
pretty-
that scene.
Really?
Yeah, but her internal monologue kind of reminded me of a Blade Runner almost. Like how they added that narration after the fact the movie came out.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Or
that.
there was like 2 different releases: the theatrical release and director's cut. Where the theatrical release had like the inner monologues and narration, and no one liked it, and then they released the director's cut, and everyone liked it because they took it out. But yeah,
I think I've only seen the director's cut.
yeah, me too.
I guess I saw the good one.
But yeah, there was the scene I did really like, and I wish it would kind of happen early on in the movie, and I wish that it was kind of setting up for how the rest of the movie's tone was going to play out, or maybe say that, oh, we're going to have like similar scenes to this, or this is the type of humor we're kind of going for. But when they were so hungry that they ate the mushrooms on the floor and they just started tripping the fuck out, I was like, dude, that's fucking rad. And then they didn't do it again. It was just like a one-time thing.
Kind of like Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, like Dora the
Yeah.
Explorer. Except, wow, I think I gave Dora a better rating than this.
You did.
I did. Because,
Hey, you gave it a perfect 10.
oh, you're,
Yeah.
no, yes.
Yeah, that's right. It was a DS out of 10.
Yeah.
Not a 10 out of 10 yet. So
Oh God. All right. Any other thoughts before we wrap this one up, and then we start talking about the movie of the week this week?
not really.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think-
Ben.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm good.
All right. So that does it for this week's episode
okay.
on Gretel. Gretel and Hansel.
Good.
Well,
Excuse-
Stu, go ahead. Do
excuse
you have
me.
something you want to say?
No, no, I'm just fucking.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me,
Right.
stapler. Where's my stapler?
All right. So we're gonna exit the spoiler zone, guys. Movie of the week this week.
Wow, we're out.
Are we doing Birds of Prey or Invisible
Sonic.
Man? Sonic.
Are they both
I heard.
out?
I heard Sonic.
Yeah, who
Well, I
said?
don't
Wow,
think
David, you want to see
that.
Sonic? All right, I guess we're watching Sonic the Hedgehog. All right.
I mean, how could you not want to see Sonic the Hedgehog? It's coming out on Valentine's Day.
I'm thinking Birds of Prey and then Sonic,
Oh,
vice
okay.
versa.
Ooh,
Or
okay, Birds
unless
of Prey.
something else is coming out next week, then we have to kind of reevaluate.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Invisible Man comes out.
Woo!
Ben's gonna do that one on his own.
Woo!
Oh, My Spy. I kind of really want to
Wait,
see.
really?
With Batista.
You want to see
course
My
you do.
Spy?
Come on.
That movie's got delayed so long. It was supposed to come out last year.
Exactly. That's why it's gonna be so good.
Didn't they do this movie already with Vin Diesel?
Yeah, it was called The Pacifier.
And also with The Rock.
Yeah, it was called The
Yeah.
Tooth Fairy. You can't handle the truth. Why do I know these
Dang.
movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the other adaptations of this?
Yeah, keep going, Ben.
Shit. Who's a big dude?
Yeah, you don't want to piss off David Batista. All right, then this week we'll do Birds of Prey.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Oh, I mean,
Okay.
Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. And the Fantabulous
Something or
Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Not the nature documentary.
other. Yeah, not the David Attenborough special.
That'd be awesome if he were to narrate this.
And here Harley Quinn moves through the city. I don't know how to do his voice. No one can do his voice. Only he can do his voice.
Yep.
That's true. All right, well, that'll pretty much do it for us here at the Dos Naf Cinco's podcast. As always, I'm your host, David.
I'm Stuart.
I'm bad.
Join us next week.
I'm
We'll be
Ben.
join us next week. We'll be covering Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Or if you're gonna go see the movie, it may be just Harley Quinn : Birds of Prey. Whatever it may be, we will check you guys on the next one. Don't forget to tip your Reiki masters, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.